Okay, great. So, my name is Manuel Tai, and today I have an exciting project to share with you. We have recently made this scalable and fully automated infrastructure using Terraform. This has various components. So, one of our first component is the VPC that has the public and private subnets. We also have the AutoScaling group that is handling these launch templates and creating instances of EC2 that mounts an EFS volume on each one of those that have a web project here that are being used, and the application load balancer that is deployed on a public subnet and can reach each one of these instances on the autoscaling group. Finally, we are exposing this DNS of the application load balancer using Route 53 with an already established zone on a new record as a subdomain of training test something. So we can finally deploy this website. So as you can see, it has already been deployed. So let's start with this. First, we have to create our VPC. For our VPC, we have defined 12 subnets, one public and private subnet for each one of these availability zones. And in this VPC is going to be used by our public and by our instances and our load balancer. So for this, we have one of the first components that we're going to show that is a load balancer. So we have here our load balancer that has been created using Terraform. For this load balancer, we have defined also a target group that it's allocating all the instances being deployed by this autoscaling group. As you can see, all these components have MTI-infra, that is the project name. And the autoscaling group is using the launch template of MTI launch template defined before. And this launch template is mounting an EFS and an EFS file system, as you can see here, that has also been created with the usage of Terraform. And finally, but not least, we have defined here one record when with our MTI training test something as a subdomain of class A that points our load balancer. So for this, you have to create a Terraform project that has the following components. You must have this component defined. You have to define a VPC component that creates as you can see, a VPC on a private and a public subnet. We are using input variables as the name of the project, also the VPC module that we are defining as the VPC CAIDR, the launch template model with our instance size and this size, and our AMI, that is Amazon Linux, and finally our Route 53 zone. So for this, we created our network by establishing a VPC and creating a public and private subnet, each one for each availability zones, and using an internet gateway for the public and a NAT gateway for the private. We are also defining a route table for each one of them, the public and the private subnets. And as you can see here, we have also defined as next a security group that we're going to use along the load balancer, EFS, and launch template. For this security group, it is a really basic security group that only contains a ingress rule for our port HTTPS, HTTP, and our SSH, and our port that we may be using for our EFS. Then we have defined our load balancer. For this load balancer, we have chose an application load balancer that is using the public subnets that were created in the first network. We have also defined the target group. The you saw in the AWS console is an instance type, and it's letting a protocol and creating a listener for this target group. So then we are defining our EFS, that is a simple EFS of type general purpose, and then we are mounting this EFS in our launch template that we are defining with the variables that we define on our launch template model. So after we create our launch template, we define our autoscaling group that is using this launch template, as we saw in the back component, and the private subnets. As you can see here, it's receiving the private subnet variable from the VPC module, and our target group for the autoscaling group to record every instance created in this target group. Finally, we create our Route 53 record in this permission, and for this it's just defined as the project name training test something. So that's it. That's all what the project has. Thank you.